Hello students, how are you all? Welcome back to Akshar IIT Foundation classes. I am your chemistry faculty, S. Mohan. Students, in the previous class we started the general organic chemistry synopsis 3, right? And nomenclature is our topic. Nomenclature is nothing but giving the names to the organic compounds. So in how many ways can we give the names to the organic compounds? So already we discussed there are three methods are there in giving the names to the organic compounds. In that, first one is tribal system, common system, already we completed in the previous class. And a derived system, this also we are completed in the previous class. Now then IUPAC system, that is what International Union for Pure and Applied Chemistry. This we are doing, right? So in this class, tribal name, which is based on the source of the compound, okay? Based on what the source of the compound, from where it is obtained, based on that names were given, like citrus, as citric acid is given from the citrus fruit or citrus plant, uric acid is given from the urine, and formic acid is given from the red ants called formica in Latin language, right? This already we completed. Next, derived names based on the first compound of that series, okay? So this we discussed. Now IUPAC system, this is actually the method what we are following today. This is IUPAC system. This is called what? International Union for Pure and Applied Chemistry, right? Now what are the basic rules? First I said this we discussed on the root word. Root word means what? Number of carbon atoms which are present in the main chain. That is called as a root word, okay? So how can we give the root words? So this I said, the one carbon if it is there, that's called meth, 2 is called eth, 3 is called prop, 4 is called pent, and so on. And explain how to give the names of based on this one for a simple hydrocarbons, and also said you, I've given some homework also to you, I remember, right? So to write at least 20 names for the alkanes, alkenes and alkynes. Yes, have you done this homework? If you done, then well, okay, that's great. Now today we are going to turn to the next topic. So the next topic, this also we discussed here, primary suffix. Suffix means what? Suffix means what, which is added later, okay? For example, if I want to give the name to a compound, one compound is there, and the compound is like this, CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3, okay? I want to give the name to this compound. So here first what we have to do, we have to check for the root word. What is the root word? Which is depend on the number of carbon atoms that are present in the chain, okay? So main chain. So here 1 carbon, 2 carbons, 3 carbons, 4 carbons. Even if you want to count from there also, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4. So total it's coming to 4 carbons. So 4 carbons is called what? Butane, right? So butane. Now this is butane. This is the root word is butane. Now it belongs to, so see here between the two carbons, what type of bond is there? Single bond. What type of bond? Single bond. Here single bond. So here all single bonds are there. So this is a saturated hydrocarbon. And saturated hydrocarbons are called what? Alkanes. So here the suffix is what? Ane. So the suffix is ane. So this is the root word. To read root word we are adding, after the root word what we are adding, that is called as a suffix. And here this is called a primary suffix. Why? Because here this is the first root word, first suffix. Sometimes you may add some other suffix to this ane also. For example, if I have a compound called here if I have a compound like CH2OH, okay? So like this is a compound. Now here how many carbons are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 carbons, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here also 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 root word is what? Bute, right? Bute. And here you see all single bonds are there. So single bonds is what? Saturated hydrocarbon ane. But you see here, at last, there is not only hydrogen, along with the hydrogen, there is one oxygen also there, right? the OH is present. This OH is a functional group of alcohol. It's a functional group of what? Alcohol. So functional group, see, alcohol, that is what? OH. Last OH is there. So when OH is there, then we add the secondary suffix. Secondary suffix means what? Already we added a suffix "ane." To this "ane," once again, we are going to add one more suffix called "all." Okay. So we are going to add plus "all." So when you are adding "all," then what you need to do? You need to remove this "e." So then becomes "but." This is a root word. Plus "ane." Okay. Alkane. This is a primary suffix. Plus "all," functional group. Okay. All, functional group. This is called a secondary suffix. So if we add "all," then it becomes what? Butanol. Butanol. So this is the name of this compound. So primary suffix means what? Which will be added immediately to the root word is called a primary suffix. If we add one more suffix to the primary suffix, then that is called as the secondary suffix. Generally, we add the secondary suffix for the functional group. Functional group means what? See, these are the functional groups. So functional group means what? Here in the alkanes, if one hydrogen is replaced, alkane formula, you know that is what? A CnH2n plus 2. This is the general formula. Already I have given to you, right? Now, for example, let us take methane. So methane is what? A CH4. Now from this, if you subtract, means if you remove one hydrogen, and so then what happens? It becomes a CH3. What it becomes? CH3, and this hydrogen place is vacant because one hydrogen we removed. In that place of hydrogen, if a group of atoms are added, like OH group of atoms, CHO aldehyde, C double bond O ketone, COH carboxylic acid, COR esters, like this a group of compounds, so group of elements, group of atoms added, then it gives a new characteristic to that compound. Hence, these are called functional group. Okay, these are called what? Functional groups. So, if OH is added, then that is called alcoholic functional group. And the secondary suffix, what it will come? It will come OL. Next, if we add CHO, then aldehyde. The secondary suffix end with the al. Okay. Next, ketone. Okay, this is end with the on. Primary second suffix is on. Carboxylic acid, COOH. So it will end with the oic acid. Okay, so this is all the like secondary suffixes. Okay, so root word, after root word primary suffix, after primary suffix secondary suffix, right? So now sometimes not only suffix is what which can be added later. Not only suffix, sometimes we can include, we can add prefixes also. Pre means what? Before. So before the root word also we can add, okay, some terminology. So that are called prefixes. Okay. So generally, for example, if you take the cyclic compound, cyclic means what? Closed chain. Cyclic means what? Closed chain, right? For example, you see here 3 carbons are there. Okay. So here 1 carbon, second carbon, third carbon. So this is a closed chain. What it is? Closed chain. How many carbons are there? 1, 2, 3. 3 is called what? Probe. Okay, probe. This is a root word. And in between the 2 carbons, which bond is there? Single bond. Between these 2 carbons, which bond is there? Single bond. Between these 2, which bond is there? Single bond. So all the single bonds means what? Alkane, right? So the primary suffix is what? Ane suffix we are adding later. But is it a normal propane? No. Normal propane formula is what? C3H8. But here we will have C3H6 only, right? And it is a cyclic, means what? Closed, right? So that's what, when it is any cyclic compounds is there, then we have to add cyclo as a prefix. Okay? So cyclo, just add cyclo as a prefix. So now this is called cyclopropane. Okay, so cyclo we are adding before the root word. So this is called a prefix, or you can say primary prefix also, because first word. Okay, now for example, can you say what is the name of this one? How many carbons are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, how will be the actual structure? 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons, okay, all with the single bonds. Now this carbon, you know that carbon valence is 4. It is found only 2 bonds, so it requires more 2 bonds. So CH2, 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 CH2. This is the actual structure of this one. And how many carbons? 4 carbons. 4 means what? Bute. What is 4? Bute. And what type of bonds are there between the 2 carbons? Single bonds. Means ane. Okay, this is primary suffix. But here it is normal, is it a normal butane? No, it is a closed structure, so it is cyclo. Okay, so it's a cyclic compound, so you have to add what? Cyclo. Okay, cyclo. So the name of this one is cyclobutane. Here we are adding the cyclo as a prefix. Okay, now similarly, not only for cyclo, sometimes chlorine, bromine, iodine, okay, fluorine, if they are added, especially halogens. You know halogens? Already somewhere we discussed about the halogens. Okay, halogens means what? Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine. These are called halogens. Halogens means what? Which are generated from the ocean, sea. Okay, so that is halogen. Okay, right? So these are the halogens. For example, you see, if I have a propane, okay, so normal propane formula is what? CH3, CH2, okay, CH3. This is a normal propane, right? Now, for example, you think that here instead of 3 hydrogens, okay, 1 hydrogen is removed, and in that one hydrogen place, okay, so CH2 out of 3, 1 hydrogen is removed, and that is replaced by chlorine, you think. Now what is the name of this one? How many carbons are there? 1, 2, 3. So 3 is what? Prop, right? Prop. Now between the 2 carbons, which bond is a single bond? Ane. But here this chlorine is added. Chlorine is what? A halogen. When the halogens are added to any hydrocarbon, and then that should be given as a prefix. So here halo, which halogen? Chlorine. So this is called chloro. No need to write full name chloro, just chloro. Chloropropane. If in the place of chlorine, if fluorine is added, then that's called fluoropropane. Okay, if it is bromine is added, bromopropane. So which are added. So here if you see in this name, here prop is a root word. So before prop we are adding chloro, so this is a prefix. Okay, and after the root word we are adding ane, this is a suffix. Did you understand? So like this we can give the names to the organic compounds, right? Now nature of carbon, hydrogen and hydrogen in the organic compounds. So see students here, the carbon atoms in organic compounds are classified into 4 types. How many types? 4 types. Based on what? Based on our carbon is attached with how many other carbons. Okay, so depending on the number of carbon atoms directly linked to them, how many carbon atoms are directly linked to them. For example, see here, first primary, secondary, tertiary, quaternary. Primary means what? 1 you know, secondary 2, ternary 3, quaternary 4, right? So 4. Now see here, if one in a carbon compound, if one carbon is attached with only other carbon, it means it's forming a bond with only other carbon, then that carbon is called a primary carbon. What is called a primary? If one carbon is attached to 2 other carbons, then that is called a secondary. If one carbon is attached to 3 other carbons, 1, 2, 3 other carbons, then that is called a ternary, okay, or tertiary. And if one carbon is attached to other 4 carbons, then that is called a quaternary. Okay, I'll explain it with example. Now here you see there is one compound. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbon atoms are there in this chain. Like so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even if you can count like this, also can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like this 5 carbon atoms are there. Right? Now see here, this is the last one I am taking. Now this carbon, here it is not attached with any other carbon, but left side you see, okay, left side is attached with only one carbon. It attached with only one carbon. This carbon is attached with only one carbon. So this is called a primary carbon. What is called a primary or 1 degree carbon. Clear? Now come to this carbon. Now see this carbon. This carbon, here it is attached to this carbon, right side one carbon, left side one carbon. Means It is attached to first carbon and third carbon. So this carbon is combined with the two other carbons, right? So two other carbons. So hence it is called a secondary, which is bonded to two other carbons, So this is called a secondary, right? Now come to the third one. Okay, this one. Now if you see this carbon, here is bonded with 1, bonded with 2, bonded with 3. So 1, 2, 3. This carbon is bonded with 3 other carbons. Okay. So carbon atom which is bonded to 3 other carbon atoms is called a tertiary. So this is called tertiary. Okay. Now come to the last carbon. So this carbon you see here, this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. This carbon is attached to other 4 carbons. Hence it is called a quaternary. Okay. So based on the carbon which is combined with how many other number of carbon atoms, based on that the carbon compounds are classified into 4 types called primary carbon, secondary carbon, tertiary carbon and quaternary carbon. Clear? So once go through this one, just once, 1 minute. Understood? So this is attached with only 1 carbon, so it's primary. It's attached with 2 carbons, so it's called secondary. This combined with 1, 2, 3 carbons, so hence it is tertiary. And this carbon is attached to all the 4 carbons, it's called quaternary. Okay. So in this synopsis, we stop here only. Now the practice sheet is there. So let's do with this practice sheet. Okay. So in the next synopsis, we are going to practice the some nomenclature of the compounds. Okay. So now first let us see the practice sheet. Right. So practice sheet, now you see the full name of IUPAC. Already you know that International Union for Pure and Applied Chemistry. Which one that is? International Union for Pure and Applied Chemistry. Second option. Right. So second option is the right answer. Clear? Now come to the saturated hydrocarbon containing single bond. Saturated word is given, single bond is given. Indicate writing the word at end with the saturated hydrocarbons are what? Alkanes, end with the ane. So the option is 1. An unsaturated hydrocarbon containing double bond is indicated by writing the word at the end. Unsaturated double bond. Double bond is what? Ene. So end with the ane. So option is 2. An unsaturated hydrocarbon containing triple bond. Okay, so given unsaturated and given a triple bond, so that's called ine. Okay, so the option is ine. What is the secondary name prefix of OH? Just now I give an example. Okay, OH functional group, that is nothing but a alcohol. What it is? Alcohol, right? What is the secondary prefix for COOH? COOH is what? Carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid. Where it is? Here. COOH is called carboxylic acid. And with what? Oic acid, right? What is the second carboxylic acid? Right? The option is 3. What is the secondary suffix for this one? Is oic acid. Oic, COOH is called what? Oic acid, correct? So once you check once, all are correct. Right, we go to the next one. Now the secondary suffix for C double bond O functional group. C double bond O is what? Ketone. What it is? Ketone. Ketone means what? ONE. The answer is ONE. So students, see, this table is very, very important. Which table? This table. So see, where is the ketone? C double bond O, and that is called ketone and with the O. Okay, this table is very, very important. So practice this table perfectly. Okay, so this table is very important to this chapter. Next, primary suffix. Primary suffix indicates in the carbon chain. Primary suffix means what? Primary means what? What I said? First root word. Immediately root word, what will be added? The name, that is called primary suffix, right? So primary suffix. What is the primary suffix? Functional group, no. Substituent, no. saturation or unsaturation. Why? I give an example now. For example, butane is there, you think. Butane. So butane is a root word. Ane is a primary suffix. And ane is what? A saturated hydrocarbon. Correct? Now, for example, propene is there, you think. Propene. Okay. So this is a root word. This is a primary suffix. What it is? Unsaturated. So option is third option. Okay. And citric acid is obtained from citrus fruits or citrus plant. Okay. So the option is 1. So very simple questions are there. No, only this all theoretical part. Organic chemistry is theoretical part, but the structures, nomenclatures are very important. In the coming classes, you will have very difficult this one because there are so many chemical reactions will be there. Preparation, properties, and uses will be there. That we'll discuss later. Okay. Now, what is the secondary suffix for COOR? COOR. Again, this is depend on that table. That is O8. Okay. Again, that is depending on this. Okay, COOR on the table. So table is very important. COOR. That's called ester and O8 here. O8. Right. So this table is very important, students. Right. Now, which of the following is the primary suffix in case of cyclic compounds? Primary, that is cyclo. What is cyclo? If it is cyclic, that's called what? A cyclo, right? Cyclo. The general formula is of ketone is what? A C double bond O. Where is the C double bond O? Yes. So C double bond O is here. C double bond O, C double bond O. So here also C double bond O, but it is not. This is an aldehyde. This is what? Aldehyde. Why? Because carbon is attached with oxygen with double bond, but it's also attached with hydrogen. So that is aldehyde. Okay. And this is also not C double bond O is there, but it's also attached with OH. So this is called carboxylic acid. You have to see the structure also. Say whenever the ketone is there, both the sides R will be there, like carbons will be there, or alkyl groups will be there. Okay. So this also you have to observe in the table. So here you can see R, R and only O. Okay. If C is attached with O and OH, this is called oic acid. And C attached with double bond but H. So this CHO, that's called aldehydes. So student, this is very important. Double bond O, double bond O, double bond, looking like same. But here it is also attached with the hydrogen. So this is called aldehyde, alkanol. And here it is attached with the OOH, COOH, acids, carboxylic acids. So a ketone means what? Only CH should be attached with the double bond O. Okay. So that differences you have to keenly you have to observe. Okay. Now the next one is what? The functional group of acid amide. Amide is nothing but a NH2 group. So this also you can find in the table. And then IUPAC name of esters. What is the IUPAC name of esters? Alkyl alkonate. This is also there in the table only. Okay. Which of the following is correct? The common name of first member of alkene is ethylene. Yes, correct. This is. The common name of first member of alkyne is acetylene. Correct. The common name of first member of alcohol is carbinol. Correct. This also correct. So all of this correct. This is the right answer. Right. Which of this is a primary suffix? Primary suffix, for example, I said butane. So bute is a root word, ane is a primary suffix. Propane, prop is a root word, ene is a primary suffix. Pentine, pent is a root word, ine is a primary suffix. So ane, ene, ine, all are correct only. So the option is C. IUPAC name of the compound containing two double bond carbons. So that is what the alkydiene. This is the answer. Double bond means what already we discussed. One double bond means what? Ene. Double bond means what? Ene. But how many double bonds they are saying here? Two double bonds are saying. So 2 means what? Di. You already studied carbon dioxide. Meaning is what? One carbon, two oxygens. Di. 2 stands for di. Di stands for 2. So here they are asking like IUPAC name of the compound which contains two double bonds. So that is eighth one is first option is the right answer. Clear, students? Okay, so with this we completed this synopsis. And in the next synopsis, before going to the next synopsis, the learning of the table is very, very important, because in the this table is very important to giving the names. So in the next class, we are going to study the IUPAC names. Now we are in the 9th class. Next year, when you come to the 10th class, these IUPAC names will come. But what if you study here, what are the IUPAC names you study, then when you go to the 10th class, it becomes very, very easy to you. Okay. And here you are going to learn about the nomenclature of organic compounds, which you can also able to answer the 11th and 12th standards also, not only 10th class, 11th and 12th standard also. Okay, so that's what, students, be careful and concentrate, but practice is very important. Okay, keep on studying. Okay, bye.